Well, good morning. Welcome to part 2 of this current ecosystem pond build with an intake bay, as you saw at the end of the last video, which is up here somewhere, or up here. I never know where the link pops up. Check that video out. That showed all the excavation work, how I got to this current stage here. What I'm going to do now is remove the aqua blocks and pump vault that I just placed in there, just for sizing purposes. We're going to get the underlay in, then the 1mm EPDM liner, then the overlay, and then we can start rocking in this pond and making it really come to life. Okay, so you've just seen me getting the underlay in, the liner in, the overlay, the aqua blocks, the pump vault, blocked them all in. There's gravel on the inside, there's clean soil on the outside. That's compacting these aqua blocks together now in the middle, and they are now able to take a substantial amount of weight on top of them due to how they are now locked in. So my next stage, because this is going to be the intake bay, and there's going to be sort of between 6 to 12 inches of water above here, I need to create a weir. I need to sort of channel the water through here, keeping that depth of about this height here. So in order to do that, I'm going to get an offcut of liner, which I've got over there, and I'm going to drape that up the front of this aqua block and over the top, sit some rocks on top, obviously around here. What that's going to do is the water, when it's going to get drawn to the pump, it's going to not go through here, it's actually going to go over the top, get that skimming action, and then that's going to create that vortex in the intake bay where all the floating debris can collect and float around until the customer can net it out. So just a little stopping proceedings. You've seen me connect all of this pipe work up to where I had that pipe originally from the biofalls. So we've got the main valve here. If I do need to turn off the flow back down to the pump vault, obviously with the electric off, that valve there is for the main run. And I've got a valve there, off of T's. They're going to be my jets. I'm going to have one coming through the pipework, pushing the water here into this main flow coming from the stream, and the other one's going to come here. So I'm going to push it along this bay and then out using that one there. That's just going to make sure we've got no dead spots in this pond. You've seen me also connect up all the electrics. So we've got the light cell here for the lighting. That's going to turn it on and off automatically when it senses light. The transformer for them there, and then we've got the controller for the Aquascape SLD pump there. And you've also just seen me create this seal to the biofalls with the liner. So that's the stream section ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is set up my laser level, and then I'm going to get a grade for where water level is going to be. Water level, out of the way of the sun, is going to be around about the top of this weir stone here. That gives me a 200 mil depth, about 8 inches of depth of water in here. With my calculations, as long as I was somewhere between 15 centimeters and 30 centimeters, and I'm mixing my measurements here, depth in this intake bay area, that's fine. So I'm going to be 20 centimeters nicely in the middle. That's going to be perfect. So I'm going to translate that across here, work out water levels, and then that's going to allow me to create a nice drop from some stonework, boulder work from that waterfall, short stream section into the pond, so we get some nice white water moving. So let's get this laser level set up. Okie dokie, I have got all of my marginal plants in. You can see I've created these planting pockets around the outside. We've got some more down here. We've got quite a collection here. We've got marsh marigold, there's some rushes, some spiral rushes, some white pickerel, some white arrowhead, there's some water hawthorn, many different things in here. You saw me use the waterfall foam to attach the moss. This is obviously going to be constantly wet when the waterfall goes to stop that moss drying out. It helps age the waterfall so it doesn't look brand new when you see it running. You'll understand what I mean. But it's also a good way of sort of seaming the joints between boulders as well. So it's kind of a two-in-one purpose. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the water up to level, which I say is going to be about the top of that rock there. It's about another 200 mil higher than where we are now. And then I'm going to start my edge treatment. Now I like to finish my edges off with the waterfall running, the whole pond moving, so I know I've got no low points. Before I start covering in any of these edges, I like to make sure everything is contained within the liner. And then we can have the fun part. Once that's all done and I'm happy, start rocking in the top of the biofalls, creating that berm, get some terrestrial plant in there. I've got some weed-proof membrane over the top here, some dextrine bark. We've got the core 10 edging to cut a perimeter here, like I said in the first video, so the customer can easily mow against that edge, and we can have some terrestrial planting within that section as well. But for now, let's get this water level raised up. Okay, so as you've just seen, I've got the water up to the level that I'd like. Now I'm going to just get the remaining components I should say, into this biofalls. So I've got this shelf here that the filter pads sit on. So that's got a little shelf notch that goes in there. Just got to submerge that because obviously it's going to float being plastic. Got some holes in the sides of it, so I'm just letting the air out, get the water in there. And then have two filter pads sit on top of that. And then I have these two bags of bioballs. Now in these large biofalls, I like to put 400. So I've got two bags, each bag's got 200 in, and these provide the surface area for the beneficial even bacteria to colonate. As the water passes up through, all the bacteria eventually builds up and helps clean and polish the water, eats all the nitrates, excess nitrates that are in the water, helps reduce the algae. So they're in there now, and the only thing left to go on here now is the rock pad, and that is the final part, which then I can help dress and blend this biofalls into the landscape. And that is the rock support shelf component in there, and that allows me now to completely blend that in. Aha, that's enough of that. So if you'd like to see the completion of this water feature, tune in next Sunday, 5 o'clock, where we show you the finished product. All the landscaping will be done, the pond will be running, and yeah, I will see you then. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Till then, see you next week.